But when Joe went with Marilyn, he came to Dom when he was in trouble. Everybody's tried to make me say something mean about her. She was adorable, and she was not stupid. She tried very hard to educate herself. It's a lousy thing to say about someone, couple who were dead and famous.
Marilyn Monroe was Hollywood's golden girl, famous for her beauty and glamour. However, behind her dazzling smile, she struggled with deep secrets. Jane Russell, her close friend and co-star, saw through her facade and shared truths the world wasn't ready to hear. Jane Russell, born on June 21, 1921, in Bemidji, Minnesota, was far from the glitz of Hollywood in her early life. She was the eldest of 5 children in a family full of challenges and creativity. Her father, Roy William Russell, was a disciplined Army lieutenant, and her mother, Geraldine, was an artist who performed with a traveling troupe. Geraldine's artistic spirit deeply influenced Jane, but her early years were focused on family and survival rather than glamour. When Jane was still a child, her family moved from Edmonton, Alberta to Southern California, where her story truly began. Growing up, Jane was a tomboy who enjoyed rough-and-tumble games with her 4 younger brothers. Her mother encouraged her creative side, involving Jane in piano lessons and drama, which planted the seeds of her future in the arts. While in high school, Jane participated in stage productions and initially dreamed of becoming a designer, not an actress. At 16, Jane faced a life-changing tragedy when her father passed away, forcing her to grow up quickly and help support her family. She worked as a receptionist and did some local modeling to make ends meet. Despite these struggles, her mother encouraged her to pursue acting seriously, leading Jane to study at Max Reinhardt's theatrical workshop. There, her natural beauty and talent caught the attention of an RKO agent, setting her on the path to stardom. Jane's big break came at 19 when she signed a 7-year contract with producer Howard Hughes. She was cast in The Outlaw as Rio McDonald, a role that highlighted her striking looks. The film faced censorship delays, but built Jane's mystique through clever publicity. During World War II, she became a beloved pin-up girl for servicemen, known for her tasteful yet alluring photos. Jane's career grew beyond acting. In 1947, she explored music, recording an album with Columbia Records. Though she later dismissed the project as unremarkable, it showcased her versatility. Her acting roles continued to solidify her as a Hollywood icon, including memorable performances in films like Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, alongside Marilyn Monroe. Jane Russell's journey from humble beginnings to legendary stardom is a testament to her resilience and talent. Bob Hope's comedy, The Paleface, was a huge hit, earning $4.5 million and becoming Paramount's top release of the year. Jane Russell's chemistry with Hope was undeniable, and their comedic timing made the film a classic. This role wasn't just funny, it showed Jane's talent across genres: comedy, drama, and musicals. However, her true breakthrough came in Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, 1953, where she played Dorothy Shaw opposite Marilyn Monroe. Jane's wit and charm shone, proving she could match Monroe's star power. The film was a box office success, and their on-screen chemistry turned into a real-life friendship that fascinated Hollywood. Jane also showed her serious side in film noir, starring in His Kind of Woman, 1951, and Macau, 1952, with Robert Mitchum. These roles proved her versatility, moving seamlessly between lighthearted comedy and intense drama. By the mid-1950s, Jane took control of her career by co-founding Russ Field Productions with her husband, Bob Waterfield. She produced films like Gentlemen Marry Brunettes, 1955, and The King and Four Queens, 1956, taking charge in a male-dominated industry and shaping her own creative path. In the 1960s, Jane transitioned to television, appearing in shows like Colgate Theater and Death Valley Days. In 1971, she debuted on Broadway, taking over the role of Joanne in the musical Company. Her 6-month performance impressed audiences, showing her talent extended to the stage as well. Beyond acting, she became a cultural icon through her commercials for Playtex's Cross Your Heart bras in the 1970s, solidifying her influence outside of entertainment. Off-screen, Jane's life was marked by love, faith, and resilience. She married football player Bob Waterfield in 1943, a union that lasted 25 years, a rarity in Hollywood. Unable to have children due to a botched teenage abortion, Jane openly shared her story and became a staunch pro-life advocate. She and Bob adopted 3 children, and in 1955, Jane founded the World Adoption International Fund, WAIF, helping children find homes and promoting international adoptions. Faith was central to Jane's life. She led a weekly Bible study group in Hollywood and used her platform to share her spiritual beliefs, even when it wasn't fashionable. After her divorce from Waterfield in 1968, Jane remarried actor Roger Barrett, but her personal life faced challenges. Despite the ups and downs, Jane Russell's legacy as a versatile actress, producer, and compassionate advocate remains unforgettable. Jane's happiness with Roger was heartbreakingly short-lived. Just 2 months after their wedding, Roger tragically passed away from a heart attack, leaving Jane utterly devastated. Despite the profound grief, she found love again with John Calvin Peoples, a real estate broker. The couple married on January 31, 1974, embarking on a journey filled with joy and companionship. In the late 1970s, Jane and John moved to Sedona, Arizona, where they embraced a new chapter of their lives as nightclub owners. Their establishment, Dudes, became a cherished part of the community, and Jane even revived her nightclub act, performing for the locals she had grown to love. Later, the couple settled in Santa Maria, California, where they spent the majority of their married life. It was in Santa Maria that Jane found a sense of stability and peace, far removed from the bright lights of Hollywood. Their marriage endured happily until John's passing in 1999, marking the end of yet another chapter in Jane's remarkable life. Adoption, controversy, and motherhood. One of the more debated aspects of Jane's life involved her adoption of Thomas, her son from Northern Ireland. This adoption drew public attention due to the 2013 film Philomena, which included a line suggesting that Jane bought a child for £1,000 from a convent in Ireland. This claim stirred controversy, but a British report clarified the truth. Jane had adopted Thomas from a woman in London who had fled Ireland to escape poverty. Jane remained steadfast amidst the rumors and public scrutiny, focusing on the love and care she provided to her children rather than the sensationalized gossip about their origins. Jane's political beliefs. Jane was an outspoken supporter of the Republican Party, a stance she embraced with passion and without apology. She attended Dwight D. Eisenhower's inauguration and was a vocal advocate for conservative values. Later in life, she described herself as a mean-spirited, right-wing, narrow-minded conservative Christian bigot, but not a racist. Her blunt self-characterization captured the complexity of her beliefs, which she defended even when they sparked heated debates. A friendship for the ages. Jane Russell and Marilyn Monroe. Jane Russell's friendship with Marilyn Monroe is one of Hollywood's most intriguing stories, a tale of 2 vastly different women who formed an enduring bond amidst the pressures of fame. Their friendship blossomed during the filming of Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, 1953, a film that became a testament to the strength of female camaraderie in an industry often eager to pit women against each other. Jane's portrayal of Dorothy Shaw, the witty, grounded brunette, complemented Marilyn's iconic role as Lorelei Lee, a glamorous blonde with a penchant for diamonds. Though the film sparkled with humor, songs, and dazzling costumes, its heart lay in its depiction of the unshakable loyalty between 2 women navigating a male-dominated world. Off-screen, this bond between Jane and Marilyn was equally profound. Jane, known for her professionalism and punctuality, was a stark contrast to Marilyn, who was plagued by self-doubt, anxiety, and a reputation for tardiness. While this difference could have led to friction, it instead strengthened their relationship. Jane became a steadying presence for Marilyn, offering support and encouragement during challenging moments. Marilyn, in turn, appreciated Jane's no-nonsense demeanor and kind heart. Beyond the set, their friendship delved into personal territory. Jane, a devout Christian, saw Marilyn as someone searching for deeper meaning and attempted to guide her towards faith, even inviting her to Bible study sessions. Marilyn, ever skeptical, jokingly tried to convert Jane to Freud's teachings instead. Despite their differing philosophies, they maintained a mutual respect that transcended their professional partnership. As Gentlemen Prefer Blondes became a box office sensation, the media, hungry for drama, concocted stories of rivalry and jealousy between the two leading ladies. Jane and Marilyn, however, refused to play into these narratives. Jane, already an established star by the time they worked together, saw no reason to view Marilyn as a competitor. Instead, she empathized with Marilyn's struggles and admired her resilience in the face of relentless public and industry pressures. Even after the film's success, Jane and Marilyn remained supportive of each other, proving that female friendships in Hollywood could defy the odds. Their relationship remains a poignant reminder of the power of connection amidst the often isolating world of fame. Even as their careers took them in different directions, Jane and Marilyn kept in touch sporadically, their friendship enduring despite the demands of Hollywood. Jane often spoke fondly of Marilyn, recalling the laughter they shared and the heartfelt moments when they confided in each other about their fears and dreams. Jane saw a side of Marilyn that few others did, a shy, sweet, and incredibly intelligent woman who was far more than the public persona she was often reduced to. In a world where women were frequently pitted against each other as rivals, Jane and Marilyn's friendship was a breath of fresh air. Their bond was based on mutual respect, empathy, and a shared understanding of the unique challenges they faced as women in Hollywood. Jane's influence on Marilyn was significant, offering her a sense of stability and support in a chaotic and often ruthless industry. When Marilyn tragically passed away in 1962, their friendship was cut short, but Jane never forgot the bond they shared. She continued to speak of Marilyn with deep affection, always defending her friend against the harsh judgments of the public and media. Jane was one of the few who truly understood Marilyn beyond the glittering facade. In 1985, Jane Russell decided to recount the pivotal moments of her life in her autobiography, Jane Russell, My Path and My Detours. More than just a retelling of her Hollywood career, the book offered deeply personal reflections on the people who had touched her life, none more so than Marilyn Monroe. Through her words, Jane provided a rare glimpse into the real Marilyn, a woman far more complex and vulnerable than the bombshell image that captivated millions. From the start, Jane painted an affectionate yet sorrowful portrait of Marilyn. To the world, Marilyn Monroe was the epitome of glamour, a blonde bombshell with a megawatt smile who embodied the essence of Hollywood allure. But to Jane, Marilyn was much more than a pretty face. She was a deeply sensitive and shy individual, constantly battling insecurities that fame only exacerbated. Jane described Marilyn as someone perpetually searching for love, acceptance, and peace goals that always seemed just out of reach. One of the most striking revelations in Jane's book was her skepticism about the circumstances surrounding Marilyn's death. The official narrative that Marilyn died of a barbiturate overdose was widely accepted as a tragic suicide. However, Jane was unconvinced. In her book, she expressed doubts about this version of events, hinting at the possibility of foul play. Jane even questioned whether Bobby Kennedy, rumored to have been involved with Marilyn, might have played a role in her demise. Her suspicions weren't based on idle gossip. Jane had been close to Marilyn in the last years of her life and had witnessed the immense pressure she was under. According to Jane, Marilyn became increasingly isolated and paranoid in the months leading up to her death, feeling betrayed by those she once trusted. Jane recounted a particularly unsettling meeting with Bobby Kennedy, during which she couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. This unease, combined with the mysterious circumstances surrounding Marilyn's death, led Jane to suspect that the truth might have been deliberately obscured. Over the years, various conspiracy theories have surfaced, suggesting that Marilyn's death was part of a cover-up to protect powerful political figures. Despite the cloud of mystery and controversy surrounding Marilyn's death, Jane's reflections on her friend were filled with warmth and empathy. She saw Marilyn as a deeply intelligent and thoughtful person, qualities often overshadowed by her public image. Jane recalled how Marilyn was an avid reader, constantly educating herself on a wide range of topics. Far from the dumb blonde stereotype, Marilyn was a woman of depth and sensitivity, acutely aware of the precariousness of her position in Hollywood. Their friendship was built on mutual support and understanding, with Jane often taking on a protective role. As the older and more experienced of the two, Jane tried to guide Marilyn through the pitfalls of fame. She even attempted to introduce Marilyn to Christianity, hoping faith might offer her some solace. Marilyn, ever the skeptic, wasn't particularly interested in religion, but appreciated Jane's concern. They shared a playful rapport while Jane tried to lead Marilyn to Christ. Marilyn jokingly tried to introduce Jane to Freud. This light-hearted exchange underscored the deep bond between them, a bond built on respect, empathy, and genuine care. Yet, despite Jane's efforts, she couldn't shield Marilyn from the relentless pressures of Hollywood. In her autobiography, Jane reflected on the way Hollywood treated its brightest stars, particularly women like Marilyn. She was critical of an industry that placed immense pressure on women to maintain a flawless image, often at the expense of their mental and emotional well-being. Jane believed that Hollywood had a way of exploiting its stars, draining them of their youth and beauty, and discarding them when they were no longer deemed valuable. Marilyn Monroe, for all her brilliance and allure, became a symbol of this exploitation. Jane's words serve as both a tribute to her friend and a poignant critique of an industry that too often prioritizes profit over humanity. Marilyn's life and untimely death remain a sobering reminder of the toll that fame and public scrutiny can exact, even on the most extraordinary individuals. Jane Russell and Marilyn Monroe's intertwined stories are among the most poignant in Hollywood history. The media often sensationalized their relationship, painting them as rivals, a narrative fueled by their collaboration in the classic film Gentlemen Prefer Blondes. However, Jane Russell staunchly rejected this portrayal. In her autobiography, she clarified that there was never any competition between her and Marilyn. By the time they worked together, Jane was already a well-established star and had nothing but respect for Marilyn's talent and resilience. Jane admired Marilyn's determination and empathized deeply with her struggles. The two women formed a bond that transcended the superficiality of Hollywood, sharing an understanding of the pressures and challenges that fame brought. After Marilyn's untimely death, Jane became one of her most vocal defenders, challenging the harsh judgments cast by the public and media. In interviews and writings, she spoke passionately about the unjust treatment Marilyn endured, both during her life and after her passing. Through her reflections, Jane sought to honor the woman behind the iconic image, humanizing Marilyn in a way few others did. As Jane Russell approached the twilight of her life, she stepped away from the glitz and glamour of Hollywood, settling in the serene Santa Maria Valley along California's Central Coast. Here, she embraced a quieter, more grounded existence. Surrounded by nature's beauty and a tight-knit community, Jane found the peace that had often eluded her during her years in the spotlight. Though far removed from the movie sets and red carpets, Jane remained as vibrant and strong-willed as ever. her later years were marked by a profound sense of contentment and fulfillment. Having achieved much in her career, she turned her focus to giving back, becoming an active figure in local charities and a dedicated member of her church. Her faith, a cornerstone of her life, continued to guide her. Jane was a regular presence at church services, participating in activities and singing in the choir, where her warmth and generosity made her beloved by all who knew her. Despite her advancing age and declining health, Jane's indomitable spirit never wavered. She often joked about dying in the saddle, a testament to her determination to live fully until the very end. Friends and neighbors admired her resilience and the infectious joy she brought to every interaction. Even as her body grew frail, her presence remained larger than life. On February 28, 2011, Jane Russell passed away peacefully in her Santa Maria home at the age of 89, due to respiratory complications aggravated by her age. The news of her death marked the end of an era for Hollywood, a poignant farewell to one of its most enduring stars. For the community of Santa Maria, it was the loss of a cherished neighbor, a friend, and a mentor. In the days following her death, plans were made to celebrate Jane's life and legacy. A funeral service was held on March 12, 2011, at the Pacific Christian Church in Santa Maria, where friends, family, and admirers gathered to pay their respects. The service was a celebration of a life well lived, filled with stories of Jane's warmth, humor, and strength. Attendees reflected not only on her trailblazing career, but also on her profound impact as a community leader and friend. One of the most moving tributes came when her family fulfilled Jane's final wish, to have her ashes scattered at sea. Jane had always felt a deep connection to the ocean, finding solace in its vastness and beauty. As her ashes were released into the waves, it was a fitting farewell for a woman who had spent her life navigating the tides of fame and fortune with grace and determination. Jane Russell's passing marked the end of a chapter in Hollywood history. She was one of the last surviving stars of a golden era, a time of larger-than-life personalities and enduring legends. Her legacy extended far beyond her iconic roles in films like The Outlaw and Gentlemen Prefer Blondes. She was a pioneer breaking barriers for women in the industry with her strength, charisma, and undeniable talent. In Santa Maria, Jane was remembered not as a Hollywood star, but as a compassionate neighbor and dedicated community member. Her charitable work and involvement in the church left an indelible mark on those around her. Neighbors recalled her as someone who was always ready to offer encouragement or share a kind word, whether to a fan who recognized her or a friend at a local diner. For fans and historians alike, Jane Russell's life was a testament to the power of resilience, faith, and kindness. Her enduring legacy is not only in the films she left behind, but in the countless lives she touched both on and off the screen. She shattered the expectations placed upon her, proving she was far more than just a beautiful face. Jane Russell was a gifted actress, a skilled singer, and a trailblazing producer who boldly took control of her career at a time when women in Hollywood wielded little influence. Her determination to defy the norms and carve her own path set her apart as a pioneer in an industry dominated by men. In the years since her passing, Jane Russell's legacy has only grown stronger. She is celebrated as a woman who lived life unapologetically on her own terms, someone who faced challenges with unwavering grace and resilience. Her journey continues to inspire countless individuals, reminding us all that it is possible to confront adversity with dignity and to create a meaningful and lasting impact on the world. What do you think about Jane Russell's incredible story? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you.